Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today we are going to start Act 2 of the play Cherry Orchard by Anton Chekhov. So, the full title of the Cherry Orchard is a comedy in full 4 acts, and the author is Anton Chekhov, and the language of the play is Russian. The time and the place when this play was written, it was from 1901 to 1903 in Yalta, an island in the Mediterranean. And the date of first performance it was first produced at the Moscow Art Theatre on January 30th, 1904, under the direction of Stanislavski. And its first date of publication was the last June of 1904, and setting of this place between May, in fact, time of the place between May and October of a year around the beginning of 20th century, and place is Madame Lebov's country street, and tense not applicable, but the story is told both directly and in flashbacks. Backs. The tone is varying between absurd, satirical, ironic, and tragic. Themes: modernity versus the old Russian, breaking in the past. And there are motifs used in the play, that is, union of naturalism, symbolism, and miscommunication. There are lots of symbols used in the play, like the cherry orchard, the sound of a breaking string, and there are 4 acts in the play, and total scenes there isn't any division of scenes, and nursery, the room at its state in which the characters are sitting at the very outset of the play. So these are the things. I'm waiting for my students to appear. Um, let's talk about the themes of the cherry orchard. The first and the most important theme of the cherry orchard is the social change. In the cherry orchard, an aristocratic family loses power while a farmer serf, Lepakin, gains it, and the host of other characters fall in between. So there is this theme of social change. With the changes in this class system, debates about the nature of progress and freedom sprung up across Russia, and these questions are reflected in the cherry orchard as well. The main focus of the play remains with the social change as the aftermath of the Liberation Act of 1861. The play examines the various facets of this social change, particularly in terms of progress of the common folk. Several characters address the potential differences between social change and social progress. Fairs and Trofimov are two of them. Both questioned the utility of the liberation as first notes in it made everyone happy, but they did not know what they were happy for. Fairs himself is living proof of this discrepancy. Society has changed, but his life and the lives of the countless others have not progressed. Both characters insinuate that the liberation is not enough to constitute progress. While it was necessary change, it was not enough to bring mankind to idealized future Trofimov imagined. On opposing end of this question are Lopakhin and Fierce. One man has been able to take advantage of this liberation to make himself independent. The other, although he is technically free, but not changed his position at all and is subject to the whims of the family he serves, as he has always been. The difference in their situation demonstrates the of observation of many Russian of the time. Officially liberating a group of people is not the same as making them free. if you do not also equip them with the tools they need to become independent. That is, resources such as education and land. The play leaves the impression that while change has come, there is more work to be done. Then there is the second theme, that is the decline of the old values. Russia, especially its nobility, has been adopting modern values since the early 18th century. In the time of Peter the Great, the conflict between Gabe and Lebov can be seen as emblematic of the dispute between the two old feudal order and westernization. The conflict is made more explicit in the speeches of Trofimov, who views Russia's historical legacy as oppressive one, something to be abandoned instead of exalted, and progress in ideology that is distantly influenced by the Western ideas such as Darwinism. Much of it later 18th 19th century Russian literature was written in reaction to this change and in praise of the idealized vision of Russian history and folklore. So, um, the cherry orchard just highlights the decline of the old system but does not favor the or reject any side. Chekhov's concern seems to be only recording the atmosphere of change. Then there is another theme, that is human isolation. The cherry orchard reflects the frequent, turbulent developments specific to Russia, and their lasting appeal lies in Chekhov's talent for exploring universally human situations. Um, with such grace and dexterity, the play presents a panorama of Russian society on the eve of the 20th century, describing with sociological precision of the lives of people. Human isolation and the difficulty of communication are the popular theme of this of the later work of Chekhov. So this play is harbinger of upcoming revolution, and there is again a theme, that is struggle over money. In the cherry orchard, each character is involved in the struggle to remember, but more importantly, in a struggle to forget certain aspect of their past. Lebov wants to seek refuge in the past from the despair of her present life. She wants to remember the past and forgets the present, but the estate itself contains awful memories of the death of her son, memories she reminded of as soon as she arrives and sees Trofimov, her son's tutor. For Lepakin, memories are oppressive, for they are memories of a brutal, uncultured peasant upbringing. They conflict with his identity as a well-heeled, having a plenty of money, prosperous businessman. It is those memories that he wishes to forget. Trofimov is concerned more with Russia's historical memory of its past, a past which he views as oppressive and needing a explicit renunciation. Giving up title, for example, especially by normal formal announcement. If Russia is to move forward, first finally live solely in memory. Most of his speeches in the play relate to what life was like before the serfs were freed, telling the top telling the recipe of making cherry jam, which now even he can't remember. At the end of the play, he is literally forgotten by other characters, symbolizes the forgotten era with which he is so strongly associated. So there is also a theme of social duty or sympathy. Chekhov has had a strong sense of social duty. His plays implies that a sense of social duty towards others is necessary for the advancement of humanity. This idea is manifested in the fact that nearly all his characters are sympathetic. Chekhov felt it was important that his characters be sympathetic, Indeed, the orchard lacks a villain. There isn't any villain in this play. While the play certainly criticizes our faults, it only does so to guide us in the right direction. The sympathetic quality of the characters, the accessibility of the language, combined with the factors of social change, makes the Cherry Orchard critical and philosophical, yet fundamentally an optimistic work. Then there is irony and blindness. No student has yet joined. It's 11:45. I'm still waiting. Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, ji. Irony and blindness. Irony appears in many instances throughout the play, and when it is not used for purely comic effect, it is tightly bound to the theme of blindness. On the other hand, the position of the characters themselves are ironic. For example, the opposite circumstances of Lupake, Furs, and Dunyasha point out the irony is in the now supposedly free moving class system. Characters talk about the praise a system of economic mobility. Still, they cannot see the contradiction in the situation of those around them that have no opportunity to improve their standing or are criticized for attempting to do so. In other case, the play erects ironic moments where the power in a given scene comes from a combination of two different images. For example, in Act 2, Lebov complains loudly about how she cannot control her money, while in the same breath she allows Yasha, the most untrustworthy character, to pick up her spilled purse. The fact that she is able to talk about her weakness and neglect the safety of her money in the same breath indicates that despite her complaints, she is still blind to much of her problems. So these are the themes, different themes which are discussed in the play. The Cherry Orchard first was social change, then I discussed the decline of the old values, then human isolation, then it displays a harbinger of upcoming revolution, then the struggle over money. After that, there was social sympathy and irony and blindness. It's the end of